Shocking. I'm a solid minute and potentially a half late. I don't know. I didn't see seconds on my watch. Guys, I need to just double check that my OBS is working with chat. So give me a few seconds to just test things. I'm testing on Twitch. I can see the test message there. I think my YouTube is generally broken. So I'm going to go to my stream, or my channel, and see my stream and see if anything's, because I don't want to miss YouTube chat. I often miss YouTube chat. I always realize this. So let me say test. Yeah, that doesn't work. So what I need to do, I can actually do it on here. I guess if I go to, oops, I just turned my power off my microphone as well. If I go to youtube.com/Barry Michael Doyle, does that actually work? It does work. Look, guys, it's me. I'm going to mute this so that we don't double hear me. This chat, yeah, I've written a chat. I need to pop out this chat and grab this URL and then apply that to my OBS because, well, yeah, custom browser docs. So my YouTube chat should have this. I don't know if I have to do this every time. We'll have to figure that out. Because yes, now I can see. Oh no, I applied it to the wrong thing. I know, man. Now I have to go to Twitch and find that one. Sorry. I've done Twitch as well. So yeah, Twitch TV, Barry over here. And this chat, I need to pop this chat out. Oh, I need to mute that too. Sorry. I'm so unorganized. So this chat settings, I can pop this chat out, right? Pop our chat here. I gotta copy that as well. And in Twitch chat, I use this. Aha. There we go. Fantastic. Now I see both. Okay, cool. That's all I needed to do. Close that. Was I facing the wrong way on both things? I'm confused now. Anyways, guys, welcome to the vibes. Now I won't mess this up. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. Okay, well that's probably for the best. I need coffee. I made my coffee, but I haven't had any coffee to drink yet. So let's solve that problem by drinking some of it. Good morning, guys. So I've been playing around with Knip. Knip is really cool. Knip is a way to declutter. I guess I was using this for screenshots. Let me brighten your eyes here. Did this work when I first loaded up the page? Well, it's just really hard to read on this background. Interesting. I think they prefer to be dark first. No, what? Is that a bug? I'm going to try this quickly on my desktop. It works fine on my laptop. It's just on my desktop where this gets inverted sometimes. Interesting. Okay, well these are supposed to be like black on white and white on black, obviously. But that doesn't work. Okay, dark is actually way easier on eyes. I don't know. We're gonna go dark. Anyways, this tool, it's so nice. Like, it's so nice. It basically finds unused code in your repo and like does a really good job. It finds unused packages as well, npm modules. Like when you cut it out, you're just like, cool. You know that other people touching the code base won't accidentally reach for obsolete things or yeah. And same with LLMs. If you use LLMs with your projects, they won't accidentally lead to, you know, using something that you didn't intend to actually use and you just forgot to delete. So I think this is super cool. It does come with plugins as well. But yeah, it's a great tool. And I mean, everyone else is using it too. They love it. So, so many contributors. I could be a contributor. I could fix the sponsorship. But yeah, so I want to get started with it because I think Kip or Knip. Sorry, I keep saying Kip. It's called Knip. This is the one problem with like early morning streams is like I'm just not paying attention half the time. But yes, let's easiest and most recommended way is to create a Knip config. So we're going to do that pm create Knip config, and I've literally, for context, I've set up this this nice empty project for me to go do things because, well, it's not an empty project. What am I saying? I'm waking up. This is a project that I haven't been very involved in for a while. I'm like the sort of technical director of the project, but I just build stuff and then let it roll. And then my friends who also work on the project, they've been doing all the business logic stuff and just putting things there. But I'm trying to make it like as unbreakable as possible. And already we have a problem in creating this. If I look down here, it says install Knip. Cannot find the path specified. Package JSON scripts. But I think this happened to me yesterday as well, where I don't want to ignore unused and file types. I want to actually also keep those as well. So yeah, now we're gonna run npm Knip, and it's gonna tell me everything that is wrong with my project, I think. Although I should also probably continue with the configuration. Yes, open this here. So you have your project, your entry point, aims for 0 config. Here's a 5 a.m. totally unacceptable. Hey, listen, Stony. I'm from the future. It's like 6 a.m. Okay, and also I was a minute late from what I expected. Why are you still awake, bro? I really need to get like Twitch chat chilling on my screen actually, because then the YouTube people can see this too. Not that there's anyone on YouTube watching, but worth noting. Well, there could be. I'm the only one watching it. Don't change the subject, mister. No, yes. I have a schedule. I have a schedule. I'm sticking to my schedule, and you always know the schedule's going well if someone makes it into week 2, right? That's the vibes. Why are you still awake? Are you still working on your other crazy project with your friend? Because that would be pretty sick. Yeah. What am I doing? Okay, so I have beautiful little configuration file. I don't really know what the entry point to my project is. I guess it's, well, it will tell me, right? I'm going to run this pm Knip thing. Have you heard of this pm Knip thing, Stony? Push a new version to Google of your app? That's insane. Why is it struggling? I need to pm install. That would probably help a lot. Really? Everything's up to date? Why is pm Knip not happening and working on here? It was working on my other projects. Error loading drizzle config. Where's my drizzle config? Why is that a problem? I'm gonna ask LLMs to do this while I read yours. Let me just do WTF. What's up with pm? I don't know, man. Don't know what it's doing. Now includes native casting. Jeesh. You guys are doing way more technically interesting things than me. I'm just like, I like dev tools. I'm going to get more involved in dev tools. I'm going to use them on stream. I'm going to contribute to them on stream. All these various things. Yeah. Knip can't resolve the env TypeScript path alias in checking Knip docs for best approach, then updating the config to either ignore or configure path aliases. Okay, so path aliases. Yes. Unrecognized path aliases. Like this. External libraries may... Wait. I'm going to make this a bit bigger. External libraries may use aliased imports that aren't resolved by Knip. Wait. When we need devs to do what you... we need devs to do what you do. But feel free to join me in my shenanigans. Dude, I love joining in your shenanigans. It's a vibe. This is the thing. I'm going to take one for the team and do the dev tool things. But dude, this Knip tool is really nice when it works. I will show you that it works. But yeah. External libraries may use aliased imports that aren't resolved by Knip, like mine. It doesn't see little @ signs. That's env over there. For instance, such a use path configuration options to tell them where to find the icon types. Okay, so let's see if the code comes up with the same thing. I might just need to have to do this automatically for everything, because all configure paths. So let's see what configure paths suggests. Okay, cool. This is going to be great because in TypeScript we have I'm actually going to hide the chat. It's useless. I'm quicker than chat today. In TypeScript we have this. It's basically this. We can do that, and we can put the same thing into Knip by doing this. Right. There we go. Public environment variables usually require framework specific prefix. No. This project works fine. Like if I run the project, if I do pm build, it works fine. It's just this dev tool that I'm using didn't recognize those special paths, because I've set it up in TypeScript to have this little squiggly line path thingy, which I guess I could make this a bit bigger. Sorry. Apologies. See, it builds fine, it's working, everything's good. Let me try pm Knip now that this is actually working. Still not. Yeah, maybe I'll bring the chat back in. Weird. Thought that'd work. I updated things. Pods. But it's still broken. With the same issue. Vite. I'm using... I think I'm using Vite for this project. Wait a second. Yes. Am I using Vite? Am I just using Vite for the testing? What am I using? Because I swear I was using Next.js with this. Yeah, I've got like the whole app router and everything. Yeah, we're using Next. I don't know why we have Vite in here. What is Vite doing? I'm literally using Vite for the tests. Yeah. So look, it's building, it's working when it builds. My problem is, oh yeah, it's a good question. Maybe I should see how this works on, maybe I should actually read. That's a good idea. I guess I've like double shot myself in the foot here because like I haven't really been doing that much with everything on this page. Wait, okay, so paths, alias, yep. Tools like TypeScript, Webpack, and Babel support import others. So Knip automatically includes compiler option paths from TypeScript configuration, but does not automatically use other types of import. Each workspace can have its own paths configured. I thought it would follow the TypeScript way. So now it tells me to remove it and run it. Alright, okay, I can just ignore one of the file, but then it's just gonna have the same problem everywhere else. This doesn't make much sense to add V just for testing. I'm pretty sure Next is their own testing integration. Well, Next testing integration. Guides to testing. Let's see. Testing. In React and Next, there are a few different types of tests you can write, each its own purpose and use case. This page provides an overview of types and commonly used tools you can use. Unit testing involves unit testing, individual units, blah, 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 blah. Component testing, integration testing, async server components, guides, vtest. I can use jest or I can use vtest. Setting up vtest. Manual setup. Get vtest. Get the vjs plugin. Go make a vtest config. I think that's my problem. I should have a vtest config, not a vt config. So you're kind of right. Yeah. Do I even have any tests? That's a good question too. Again, dying project, trying to revive dying project. What if I do pm test? Are there any tests? Well, my users aren't even running tests. So it doesn't even matter. That's annoying. I should just ditch all my testing anyway. That'd be a good idea. I'm not using Next, so I can only give generic guidance. Well, you ask good questions, and the questions that can be validated. But either way, this vconfig should actually be a vtest config. I'll do that later though. Let's see, what are we doing here? No, this isn't right. I don't want to change my files. This isn't right. I shouldn't have to change working source code. Everything builds. I just want to get Knip working. I thought this was going to be a great project. Let me show you how wonderful Knip is, and then this happens. Which is fine. This is the art of debugging, and this is the joys of debugging. It's we just work together and try and figure this out. I wonder if there's any GitHub issues on this. So plugin for Astra, OG Canvas, Knip flags, SCS partials. Knip takes long amount of time in our code base. Workspace. Can Knip take runtime code using dev dependency? I'm also just looking at like what other people are getting in case I want to get involved with things that do work on Knip. Also, can use this. Auto can use the shittiest model. If I can, I'd recommend setting it to one of the Claude models. Yeah, that's a good point. I think I might be over my usage limits though, and that might be the problem. I guess I can go on to T3 chat. Start a new chat and close this, and then bring this up. Let's run Knip again. pm Knip. It's happening. I just installed Knip on my project. T3 chat. Dude, I use T3 chat because it's cheaper. Not because I'm fancy. It's just a cheap, like it's $8 a month. Like, yeah, I talked up my project, but running npm knip the results in an error. This is the error. For context, this is my drizzle.config.ts file. Should just work. Everything in my app builds and runs fine. And tsconfig and the import paths should be caught by the tsconfig, I think. Right. La 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 la. Problem solved. Got it. You've run into a common issue when using tools like Knip, Grizzlekit, or TS. Why are you tuning me that? Can't resolve TypeScript path aliases like that the same way your build system next to Vita does. Let's unpack why this happens and how. Why the error happens. When I run npm Knip loads and executes your drizzle config thing directly with Node.js, not through TypeScript compile. But I thought it would know that. Node doesn't understand my stupid pause. The import won't resolve Node. Node is literally looking for a folder. Your app builds and runs fine because Next.js or your bundler does respect the alias during build bundles. Few options here. Here are the most reliable ones. You sure it's not using your home folder? I mean, this is correct. That's what I want. Like this exists. This C users Barry dev report buddy drizzle. That is my main folder. So that's correct. It's just can't find the module. This part that's the problem. So yeah, I've never seen anyone use tilde as alias. This is yeah. People either use at or they use tilde. I think it just a long time ago I worked at a company that did it. So I usually use at, but tilde does differentiate more from the at because sometimes you get package names from like you get package names that prefix with at. So I didn't want to confuse my very junior people that work on this project. I'm gonna set up my my GitHub workflow stuff for this so that it actually catches tests though, because geez, that was shocking. Install TS Node and tell Drizzle / Knip to use it with proper TypeScript path support. So there's a system alliance for your home folder on Windows, Mac, and Linux. Yeah, but maybe I should just get rid of all the tildes. What do you use? That could be the problem. Install required packages. So option 1, use runtime path resolver at config time. Run Knip like this. That seems like a mission. Maybe. Use relative imports. Okay. That's an option. Use plain MJS or CJS config. Oh, okay. Well, well, well. Separate JS config that doesn't depend on the other. I think I'm going to try option 1 and see if that works. If it doesn't work, then we'll look at changing the path light. But I don't think changing the alias is going to make it work. Okay, I could just go use that. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's confusing. Cancel all this. So we'll run pnpm ts node tsconfig, and then we will update our Knip script as follows. I wonder Go away. Stop. I was still trying to do things. Both anti-gravity and cursor are pretty garbage in their agent mode right now. Close that. So now theoretically I could just run pm knip and this will work. Damn. Okay, I'm gonna do two things. I tried this and it doesn't work. Try this first option. Like, I don't like any of the other options that they recommend. I like the relative imports. They're very nice, and I want to like not do that. What's going on? I ran that, but isn't the JavaScript? It's a bash shell script wrapper, which is why the error throws. That's not valid JS syntax. TS node is trying to execute shell script text on Unix systems. That wrapper runs the actual JS file internally, but on Windows, it's not executable the same way. Find Knip inside the package. Okay. So if I go look into my node modules and go into Knip, is this the only node modules I have? I'm so proud of myself at how few node modules I have. That's amazing. Oh, I guess it's PMPM, so it's got the like sub-level node module. Okay, never mind. Less impressive. Just CLI.js. That's correct. Cool. Can confirm that is correct. We're gonna add this in there. There we go. PMPM Knip. You're chasing a ghost. No, I'm not. It works. I think it works. Oh, no. Well, invalid environment variables. Because that looks like a Knip error. Oh, this is just still same old drizzle config. Oh, now I can't find my environment variables. So I say progress. I got a new problem. My environment variables are there. It is masked, but I mean they are there. My drizzle config ts users import env. Based on the error format, your env file is likely using Zod plus Next.js style env validation, something like this. It's great for runtime safety, but when you run Knip, it executes the file outside of your Next.js environment, so process is not defined, leading to invalid. Oh my goodness, this is a pain. Three good options, depending on how you want your workflow to be. Option 1, recommended. The recommended option is provide an env file for drizzle/knip. Okay, if not already with the variable, I've done that. Then in your drizzle config, before importing the environment, load the environment manually. Like, no, man. Now, even when Knip runs in isolation, it will have the variable loaded. Keeps your config type safe and makes both drizzle and Knip happy. That's annoying. If you want Knip to still work without a real DB URL, you can modify your env slightly. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Because we don't actually care what the environment variable is. So this is probably uses only if your schema doesn't truly need the real DB connection when tools like Knip run. Yeah, that's a good point. We want this to fail, so this is we don't want this option. Option 3, skip or mock the environment validation in Knip context. If Knip doesn't actually need to validate environment variables, which is the case here, you can guard it. So with that env inside here, Okay. This is my env.js. I don't need env. I don't need env values for when Knip runs. So what can we do here? I do want to check the stuff about environment variables on their docs. Like, yeah. VTest has the environment configuration of the VTest. So what plugins exist? Because maybe I just need a plugin. What does a plugin do? Plugins are enabled if the related package is listed in the list of dependencies and package. For instance, Astra is listed in dependencies or dev dependencies, and the Astra plugin is enabled, and this means the plugin will handle configuration files. The VTest plugin reads plugins results in less configuration. This is great, but I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand bringing it all together. I like how they're dynamically loaded and you don't have to think about the plugins that exist. But is there Next.js one? Yep. Is there Drizzle one? Yep. Let me look up getting started and actually configuring things. So the easiest and recommended way in large complex code bases, the output might be overwhelming. Start by limiting the number shown. Manual alternative, manually install. Okay, so pnpm add knip TypeScript types node. I've got that. There's a script knip that you just run without installation. Okay, cool. Configuration. Entry. I don't even know what the entry to my projects are. So in my package.json, do I have an entry file? No, I don't really. That's a problem. That's fine. We will rebuild. There should kind of be an entry file somewhere. Just never know, man. Next projects are a little bit more difficult. Anyways, I got a bit carried away. Be specific with entry files, minimize the number of entry files and wildcards for better results. Plugins are enabled automatically and the entry files are added automatically, such as for Next.js. Okay, so that is added automatically anyway. I see they actually have plugins for, if I go find the plugins file again, they probably already have plugins for TanStack Start. TanStack Router, okay. Yeah, TanStack Start is basically TanStack Router, so that's good. Convex as well, okay. This is really neat. Okay. That said, let's go into here. The cleaner solution toggle validation offer Knip. You've already got this line, skip validation. That's exactly what we need. So for Knip runs, just set that environment variable before running Knip. Oh, okay. I can do that in the package JSON. I'm going to do that in the package JSON. I need this stupid library for cross env for compatibility. Then I'm going to copy this. And then where my Knip command is, I'm going to update that. And now we're going to do pnpm Knip and try this again. See where we get. It worked. It worked. I can run it on the bigger screen. This is fantastic. So you see, I can see unused exported types, and then there's a bunch of unused exports, unresolved imports, unused dependencies. Am I not using ESLint lexical plugin? Can I has a sip? Oh, dude, the coffee's good. Clerk themes, all these unused dependencies. So unused files as well. That's amazing. Yeah, this is just a stupid empty store. I can delete that. In fact, let me git add, git commit, set up Knip. And now we're going to start looking at this. So I can start cleaning up this project. So there's this table row link thing. This guy literally doesn't get used in your... Oh, there's a special setting I like in VS Code now. Called reference code lens. It's the TypeScript code lens that reference enabled true. If I do this, now what we'll do is this little thing will pop up and saying where things are used. So given that this is not used anywhere, I can get rid of that now because it is unused. And that would have distracted me later. And oh, we have an accordion. Not anymore. We don't need accordions. This isn't used. When we look at it exported, well, apparently the whole file is unused. So if I delete the accordion, cool. And if I delete the slider that's not used anywhere either, also cool. Now what happens when I go npm build? Should still work. Hello, Elemental Magic's card game. Nice to have you here. I'm just testing that my little tool is working. It builds. It builds, and I can do npm Knip again. Ew, why are you using Next.js? Just because I started this project ages ago. What is your preferred project or scaffolding for setting up your web apps that need to support server-side rendering? On my personal website, I use Tanstack Start, but when I started this project, Tanstack Start didn't exist. Oh, pure script, okay. By that, do you mean you're just being completely native? I've never actually heard of PureScript, to be honest. Strongly typed functional programming language that compiles to JavaScript. Okay, that's really cool. Compile to readable JavaScript and reusable JavaScript. Code easily. That doesn't look very nice. But that's just me. I just, yeah. Maybe it looks nice as you get used to it. But yeah, I've been programming in React professionally since 2017, so I'm just used to that syntax now. And yeah. What did you come from to find that interesting and useful? Because it looks like they've just been like, hey, let's like completely abandon lots of languages compiled to JavaScript, but PureScript ships with all the parse stuff built in. Okay, fair enough. That's cool. Yeah, that's syntax is freaky. But it's cool. They have excellent tooling and editor support with all that like other stuff. So I'm sure if maybe I should try that out one day. It's designed to be a better version of compiling Haskell to JavaScript. Ain't nobody using PureScript. Sad gurus in here as well. Should I go ask the world who uses PureScript? Let's check out their GitHub page. Yeah, even the maintainers aren't using PureScript. It was last updated like, okay, oh, they're using it. It's got 8,000 stars. How many stars does Next.js have? a little bit more. Yeah, I use Next.js because it has more support. How many stars does React have? Even more. Okay, interesting. And then the issues. Wait, okay. So also, first of all, PureScript, there isn't even a V1 yet after like 69 years. I guess it's the same with React Native though, so fair enough. There's just a bunch of automated release things. The project seems pretty abandoned. Like people are opening PR. Oh, there's some commenting. The last time an issue was ever closed was like 6 months ago. Hey, Cody C. Wiseman. I'm looking at PureScript now because the chat had mentioned it. And then people have made PRs. The last time a PR was opened was also like 5 or 6 months ago. Maybe the language is perfect and they don't need any more PRs, I guess. Oh, that's open PRs though. There were some closed more recently. Even if it got abandoned right now, it's good enough to use commercially. Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna have a tough time convincing the people I work for to do something like that. And also, I didn't come from a Haskell background, so I don't benefit as much. Yeah. But yes, I use Next.js. I always use TanStack start. Sometimes I don't need server-side rendering, so I just use Vite. And yeah, we have the layer on top of JS, like CoffeeScript. Apparently, it's supposed to be a better version of compiling Haskell to JavaScript. So it is like just a JavaScript compiler, I guess, or yeah. It comes with all this browser stuff built in. I don't know. You guys can look it up in your own time. That wasn't actually the point of what I was doing. So I guess for you, Cody C. Wiseman, I've set up Knip, which is this really nice little tool that finds like unused dependencies and unused files and imports and things, exports. I know some of these are linting things, but like it's a really nice way to clean up your project. So I just got that set up on my project and now I'm busy removing them. And I kind of want to just remove them all and see if there's any build issues. Just use PHP. That's a good idea. No, it's not like TypeScript or CoffeeScript. It's a compiled language, but has all the browser stuff. Yeah. It's interesting. It's not my cup of tea, just because I'm sort of in the developer tooling space now, and that's more like all the companies that I've worked for and get hired for, they don't care about PureScript. That's my problem. Do you know any places hiring for PureScript? Actually, that would be funny. PureScript jobs. Okay, there's a discourse for PureScript. Maybe I changed my mind. I'm gonna go do PureScript and go find, Okay. And they use, okay, interesting. Short pay script. Okay, I don't know. I actually had one place I interviewed. I got interviewed via PureScript, but didn't get hired. Oh. It's just a unique. I mean, it's niche. Like React was niche when I started using it, so can't really bash it. It probably is like a solid option for some people. That was the only job interview I've done in the past few years, and yeah, you got that via PureScript, so that's cool. I'm happy for. Are you? Oh, dude, I was into Meteor JS. I loved Meteor. Um, mm. That's actually how I got into React. Is because I was using Meteor with Blaze, and then Meteor was like, "Oh, we're gonna start using React." I was like, "Cool, let me try it out." And I was like just enjoying it, and then Meteor just kind of died. I was like, "Oh, can I still write React without Meteor? Is that possible? Is that even a thing?" And then, yeah, that's kind of I just got employed and moved away from that really. but I've done jobs in Meteor. I should actually add that to my CV. Like saying that I rode the Meteor wave before it died, and then some people get me and be like, that was cool. The live data with zero work is really cool. Yes. I built like, there were some things I built like quite nicely, like little live data things, and it just worked. But I had a friend who hacked my Meteor project as well. So it's kind of like, oh man, I really don't know what I'm doing. Okay, unused dependencies. So guys, this is where we're gonna shine. Let's go. Is there a Knip find unused files and dependencies? So there's potentially a Knip. Yeah, I trust this publisher. VSX is powered by Knip. Okay. Find unused files, dependencies, and export in JavaScript project. That's cool. I wonder if this will now show me in here. Like, can I restart? Restart. No, what am I doing? I love how there's like a restart view and TS servers. Why do I have that? Anyways, actually, let's find out what the plugin actually does. Activated by on startup event. Activation events, commands, Knip restart. Okay, yeah, I might want to do that. Language models, blah 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 blah. Restart Knip server, and then also Knip. Can I say show hover? I don't know what that actually means. Okay, so it doesn't actually show me like, oh, my form is missing things. Anyways, the thing I want to do is my clerk themes, I'm not using those at all. Like, we look in our project for clerk/themes. It's literally just there. I'm not actually using it. Fantastic. Get rid of it. Lexical link. I don't know why I have these. I just did. Lexical table. I had this idea to use them, but I'm not currently using them, and now it's just like a waste of time. React accordion, because I got rid of the files, the accordion's useless. So React accordion. That's not used anywhere. React slider. This is not used anywhere. So already I've gotten rid of a whole bunch of packages. If I go pnpm install now, my whole like project is gonna be like way quicker to build because I have less of a installation thing. My bundle size might be smaller. Probably won't be smaller from that, but it will be smaller from the files that I deleted that aren't being used. So that's really cool. And now if I run pnpm clip again, all those errors are gone and I should have new errors to sort out. This is like the most satisfying little tool. You just find everything. So let's go tackle the unused exported types. So look, this exists. I need the props, but I don't need to export them. Error status as well. This exists, but we're generally just using, you know, we don't need to export these types directly. We can just export the main status type, because that's the one that actually gets used everywhere. We don't actually need the individual ones, and that's just less clutter when you're doing your like, okay, I'm gonna, so let's say I go to a different file and I want to import or we're going to say something like, let's say we're going in here, we're saying, okay, we actually error type. We won't get that type that we, or no, it's called error status. Error status, like that won't pop up. Or if I type in error S, you know, you get all these things. I won't accidentally say the status one, which is just like a little bonus, I guess. I like that. Yeah, cool. So if I run pnpm clip now, those unused types, not a problem. It's really cool. Unused dev dependencies. Okay, even better. Dev dependencies. I hadn't seen those ones. Okay, lexical ESLint plugin. Am I really not using the lexical ESLint plugin? Because I feel like I should. Okay, I'm not using it. If we use it later, cool. But for now, I'm not using it, and I've been surviving without it. So let's not worry about that. Types for ESLint. Not using that. TypeScript ESLint plugin, and parser. Not using those. Auto prefixer. I'm not using that. And then ESLint plugin drizzle. I think a lot of these I just stopped using because I needed to get ESLint working again, and they were not working with flat configuration. So I had a plan to add them back in, but never did. So yep, that's another cleaned up thing. Let's from pnpm clip again and get this list smaller. Sorry, I'm making weird coffee noisy thingies. Too bad. It just tastes so good. Oh, the goodness, guys. So, unsolved imports, this is easy. Oh, this is not easy. These are actually issues. They are just types, but still, assessment field values. This needs to be imported from somewhere else. What is this file? I need to find out this stuff. So schemas, it's from schemas. Is there a type in here? There is a type, assessment field values. This is confusing. So I've got to type assessment field values. Okay, let's see if we can figure this part out. I don't know why that's a problem. Because I probably read that too and went, okay, there must be something wrong. Because I see that. Like, fantastic. So it wants to say type assessment field values from... Oh, it's just the import's wrong. Okay. I think someone fixed the name of the file and not the import. So these should be working now too. Yeah. Okay. Let's close the chat. Let's run pnpm clip again. And we'll get this part working. Sorry, munching some more coffee. All right. So let's go back to here. Okay, this part. I'm just going to look up if I just search for this. That's the one problem, is it concatenates things and it doesn't actually link to the right place. And that's a little bit annoying sometimes in your stuff. So you've solved all those stuff. Yeah, we have things. So this is an unused export, card footer. I'm not using card footer. Like, it just doesn't exist. Like, I'm not using it so far. If we are going to use it sometime later, we will add it in. But let's not accidentally let users use something that we're not maintaining currently. The UL, unordered list. I could maybe use this, but right now we're not using it and we haven't tested it. So let's get rid of the unused things. Default validation. Unused export. Okay, this is used, but we don't need to export. Oh, wait. This part. Was the UL used anywhere else? No, it wasn't actually used anywhere else. So some things are unused exports and some things are completely unused. So default validation, this does get used, just didn't need to be exported. Use form field. Currently we're not using it. This one could get used. I'll comment it out for now. That way we're not exporting it and using it unnecessarily, but if we do want to use it later, we can. No, actually, right now the way we've built our forms, we don't need to use form field. Because all our forms are dynamically generated anyway, so there's no need for use form field. If I think about it. This might lead to other broken things, but we do use form field, we just don't need to export it. Okay, fantastic. Alert dialog portal. We're not using it. Let's see, alert dialog portal. So we have that there. We do use it, but we don't need to export it. Fantastic. Alert dialog overlay. We created it. We set a display name. We do use it, but we don't need to export it. Fantastic. Breadcrumb link. Okay, this is an example where we currently don't use it. Let's stop trying to maintain the whole thing. It's not used, basically. Yeah, cool. Okay. I need to find a way to drink coffee without making noises. There we go. Fantastic. I don't know what else I'm doing here. This can close. I don't need this agent mode anymore. Let's just PNPM Knip again. I'm going to get all my Knip things done. And then we can look into fixing my tests as well. I'm probably going to just delete the tests for now, and then we'll start it from scratch, because it's not really doing anything. So breadcrumb page, it exists, and it's not used anywhere. So let's delete it. Again, if we want to use it another time, we can, but I'm sort of moving away from the whole shadcn thing anyway. So yeah. Oh, cool. You got your mobile and TV player thingy working. Look at this. Demon Slayer. This is awesome, dude. Well done. Okay, as I say, you guys are doing crazy cool video things, and I'm just fooling around and doing nothing. Well, it's not nothing, but it's certainly different. Okay, I'm going to delete the things that are not used. Fantastic. Table footer. We're not using table footers, so let's get rid of them until we do decide to use table footers. Stop tooling around then. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Table caption. We don't use the captions, so we're good. I do want to like go around and add more ESLint ruly things in. Oh, and then what would be cool is if I could add a CI, like a GitHub workflow thing for this. In fact, that might be worth doing now anyway. Git add, git commit, fixed some warnings. I know, I'm the funniest at her. Yeah, you're hilarious, dude. Do I even have any GitHub workflows? No, I don't. Could I create a GitHub workflow that will run Knip for me? Let's not make it blocking, just a warning step in my pipeline for MRs, for PRs, sorry. I'm used to GitLab. My main job, I use GitLab. So yeah, the joys. So I'd love to actually, you know, I don't know, make this work, do some cool things, develop tooling, you know, blah blah blah. And then if I don't think, yeah, I might have time actually. As much as I love you and love annoying you, I need to catch some sleep, dude. Thanks for popping by. I really appreciate it. It's always nice to chat. I'm very amazed that you are awake at 6 a.m. your time. You should have slept 8 hours ago. But yeah, see you sometime soon. Happy Monday morning, I guess. Cheers, man. Back to me. Okay, run all the stuff to set up my little GitHub workflow. I mean, it's true. You should have slept 8 hours ago. 8.5 hours ago, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I did. Okay, let's see. So I have a Knip thing, check for unused code. La 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 la. Git check out the Knip test. Yes, Dad. So I've got that continue on error step. Setup node, frozen lock files, run that, continue on error true. So Knip warnings won't block PLs, shows as a warning, not a failure. Okay, cool. So if I do git add, git commit, and set up Knip workflow. And then we go to GitHub /report buddy. GitHub /Barry Michael Doyle /report buddy. I don't freaking know. Is this the correct one? Knip test, yes. We stole my own repo. Compare and pull request. So this should kick off a... Okay, so the Vercel deployment's failed. Then there's a clip check. Check for unused code, pull request. So this should theoretically fail. Process complete. 6 dependencies are removed. Oh, frozen lock file. Okay. PNPM installed. I forgot to PNPM install since I updated my dev dependencies. That's good. Okay, git add, git commit, updated lock file. There we go. Fantastic. Cool. Back to pull request. If I look at this again, install the dependencies, this should work. La 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 la. Fantastic. Okay, now it's running Knip and it should find errors. Okay, cool. Error complete. It found unused exports. So, yep. Process completed with exit code. First job cleanup. So what does the pull request actually look like if I say set up Knip workflow? It kind of says it was successful. Okay. The problem is it says it was successful. Like the whole step says it was successful. The step says was successful, which I actually want it to somehow flag an issue without blocking anything. Without blocking the ability to merge. Not sure what the best approach here is. But yeah, let me update this. I'm going to take this into T3 chat. I'm setting up a GitHub workflow for Knip. I want a step where we check that we run Knip. If it fails, I don't want to block merging abilities. I just want to warn users / devs that they've introduced unused code. Have this, but it gives me full green thumbs up at the end, despite the step catching errors. There we go. Oh, you're gonna do this. I got an email around Flint stuff. Okay. By the way, guys, I'm actually getting quite involved in Flint things over here. Oh, I had an excellent sleep score. So this, okay, I'm not gonna look at that. But this one, the introduced lint host thing. Well, this is very loosely defined discriminated union. So this situation is possible. Here, case sensitive FS will be ignored in favor of the overloads. Prevent this. What do you think? Don't have a strong fit. It's still like HB and I can go ahead and convert it. I'm going to put a little eyes emoji here. There we go. That was fun. What am I doing? Let's go back to my Knip things. Option 1, mark the job as neutral when Knip fails, recommended. However, this still ends green. GitHub doesn't support a neutral visual state per se. To surface a visual warning, always pass a job but emit a clear PR annotation, best developer experience. Instead of relying on the job state, you can use GitHub's log annotations to emit visible warnings on the PR. Knip can output text and you can convert those lines into warning annotations. This step always succeeds, workflow says green, but if Knip fails, devs see yellow warning directly in PR page logs. Perfect for warn, but don't block merge setup. Optional enhancement, upload Knip report as workflow artifact. Now anyone can download the Knip findings from the workflow artifacts tab. That's fine. We don't need artifacts yet. Stored in PR, clear warning, log message. Help me with option 2. Okay, perfect. Let's make option 2 work smoothly. Full GitHub action is this. Okay, so first of all, this can close. We don't want this anymore. I'm stopping. I'm gonna go full on this. I'm actually enjoying the more plan my route vibe. So you got the full GitHub action. The way it works is it runs a bunch of things, sets messages, runs Knip with validation, collects Knip's exit code, upload Knip logs, so you can view. Oh, they did even put up the artifact section anyway. Okay, well, that's fine. Optional improvements: if you want to include all Knip output instead of just head, replace that part with. Although long outputs can cut up PR logs. Okay, cool. Also links directly to the. Yes. Let me just say yes, because then we can see. Direct artifact link. This is really neat. Again, we'll do everything there. So upload that. How this works normally. If unused code is found, a yellow warning appears. The workflow uploads the clip output as an artifact. The job summary box includes a direct link. The workflow stays green, so merges aren't blocked. Let me do something. Side question. Don't do anything. Do anything. Just answer. In another project that I work on in GitLab, we have a massive legacy code base. Would it be possible to get Knip to run only on, like, would it be possible to get Knip to run only on unchanged files, etc.? Does that make sense? That would be kind of cool, right? Good question. Very relevant one if you're dealing with large legacy repo. And sure, Knip doesn't natively support running only on changed files, but there are workable patterns to simulate that, especially in CI environments like GitLab. Here's the breakdown. What Knip does by design. Knip analyzes the entire dependency graph of your TypeScript/JavaScript project to detect unused export files and dependencies. Because of how it builds that graph, it typically wants to look at all source files, not just the ones that have changed. So you can tell whether something else is still referencing the changed code. In other words, even if you only change one file, determining if it's unused still requires context across the whole project. Get different file filter, so superficial check. If you're mostly interested in did developer add new unused code and you're fine with some approximation, you can run Knip selectively like this. Knip has a files option where you can specify what to analyze, but note this restricts scanning to those files only. It won't have full context, so some results like unused exports elsewhere might be inaccurate or missed. Faster on larger repos, great for incremental developer hygiene PR checks. Not full. Okay, well, we don't need full picture analysis, just hygiene checks. Cache or baseline approach. You can cache Knip's baseline results and only highlight new unused issues compared to the last run, kind of like how ESLint and test snapshots work. Example approach, keep a JSON report of Knip's results in CI. In new runs, diff the current output versus baseline to show newly introduced unused exports. This will take a little scripting around the reporter. Keeps focus on unit, doesn't slow CI much. You maintain comparison, still run. Long-term strategy, monorepo or sub-project scoping. If your legacy repo is truly massive, you may consider running Knip per sub-package or folder via workspace or per the configs. Combine that with git diff logic to only test affected areas. Knip supports Knip workspaces to define which packages to scan, so you can combine that with dynamic path detection. Knip doesn't have built-in analysis, only changed files logic. but you can scope it with -s files, fast but not complete. All cache results and diff against previous runs to only show new unused code, or split by submodules. I like this idea. I really like the idea here of just the superficial one for the developer hygiene, because they do have a files option. Yeah, fantastic. So we can look into that, but let's check back in on my, have I made the changes yet? No, I haven't. Git add, git commit, updated Knip workflow. CodeRabbit blocks several paths, files, ignore these path filters, PnP lock. Okay, cool. Code changes, new workflow that defines a GitHub action job, unused code detectors, blah, 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 blah. Oh, is CodeRabbit still giving me poems? There we go, log in. Can I tell it to stop giving me poems? Because, oh my goodness, it is driving me nuts. Like, I want the output to be minimal. Where's report buddy? Repository settings, use organization settings. Okay, in that case, organization settings, configuration. Let's look this up because, yeah, enable free tier, early access, inheritance, data retention. It says we're not collecting any data. I don't mind them collecting data. Review language, tone instructions. I don't care about tone too much. Approve the review once CodeRabbit's comments are resolved and no pre-merge checks are in there. So high-level summary, generate a high-level summary of the changes, and let's not do that. Poem, turn it off. Enable prompt for AI agents. Include the prompt for AI inline. This section contains code generation. No. Post an in progress fortune message while they're no, I don't care about that either. Auto assign reviewers, suggest reviewers, suggest labels, related PRs, related issues. Well, I guess could possibly related issues, access linked issues, estimate code review effort, sequence diagrams have been useful, change file summary. I'm just going to turn everything off, actually. Abort on close. Abort in progress review if pull request is closed or merged. Yes. Yeah, so the review thing. Profile. Assertive profile yields more feedback that may be considered nitpicky. Let's try assertive. It's just the I want CodeRabbit for the hey, like check out the code vibes. But right now it just does that stupid like the stupid other thingy. Automatic review, yes. On each push, yes. Ignore title, keyword, drafts. Okay, fantastic. Review draft PRs and MLs. Like, no, we don't want that. Fantastic. Okay, we've tweaked CodeRabbit so it sucks less now. And now I can go back to my other project. Knip workflow. Let's go back here. So I've set this up. And Knip is running. Has it run? I don't know what to do. Let's go back to report buddy. Barry / report buddy. And I want to see, I would expect in my pull request, it has a warning, but I don't think the cursor bug bot. Does this say okay, this is found things, completed job. Okay. Back to the GitHub workflow. I see my process has run, but I still have to click into but where do I go to see the warning? Because that is annoying. Go to your pull request, top navigation bar checks. Yeah, so pull request, some checks. They are checked. And it does actually hit you with the, hey, have found unused code. Okay. Would it be possible to get a message sent in the conversation if there is unused code detected in the PR? Because right now I don't usually go to the checks tab. Probably should, but you know, I want to raise it in the conversational area. Great insect, you want to surface directly to my team, actually interact in the PR conversation feed, not buried under the checks tab. Short answer, yes, you can absolutely post how it works. Example, add a PR comment. Here's the updated version of the last part of your workflow. Of the last part of my workflow, okay. Name run clip, F run Knip. Fantastic. And then this part. Awesome. Will this work? If true, it creates a PR comment that says something like Knip found unused. Check the Knip default artifact for details. This is a warning. Only PR merge is not blocked. The message appears directly in the PR conversation feed immediately after the workflow runs, visible to everyone reviewing the PR. Example, in your PR conversation, you'll see a comment like this. Okay, git add, git commit, updated Knip workflow. Don't really care. Fine. Okay, so now the Knip thing will run. Why is this cursor bug bot even like, I don't know. I'm a little bit confused. The problem is I might need to actually merge the thing before I can see it. Because why is that check not happening now? I guess it's already like warned. Yeah, I'm just gonna merge it. Good enough. Git checkup main. Let's remove testing. Git pull. I have pulled, right? Yes, I have. So git checkup B, and I get to remove tests. Because tests currently aren't working anyway. I noticed all my tests don't currently work. And we remove everything related to testing so that I can do a fresh start. I don't have any end-to-end tests anyway, so that's also cool. But maybe we'll spend a stream setting up testing on this project, because right now it is a bit like unloved and unused. I think this would be nice. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the microphone. Yeah, this is going well. I'm enjoying the vibes. Searching for test files, test configs, and test dependencies to remove. Checking for test configuration files, all the good things. So removing vtest, TypeScript, all that stuff. Well, not TypeScript, just vtest. And it removed vt as well. So review next file. Yep. I'm glad they removed the vt config. Sweet. Commit. Fantastic. Removed tests for now. And then we can add them back in and actually have like a working step that says like, hey, we've broken a test, either update the test or, you know, don't. Okay. So git add. I should consider fixtures and stuff. And just like pick like 3 random tests to actually like, you know, do everything around that. So like for example, my little juniors working on this, they're not even juniors anymore. They've done such a great job over the last year. They're writing code, but there is no test, so it's a bit harder to verify the output. So I think doing some things here would make it a lot nicer. Although I should probably go through a little package update scheme as well here. Okay. There's so many things I want to do now. There's like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, da 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 da. Also, the open pull request, it's still broken, hasn't changed. So let's see. No description provided. Flip, man. Is my GitHub flow not working anymore? I have this now. I've noticed that my GitHub flow for this step isn't kicking off anymore. Now you can tell me everything that's wrong with me. Why it's not running. Final step. You have two environment variables, the same step. That means that the GitHub is fixed version. Can you give me the full file so I don't screw up with the copy paste? What is their final tip? Ensure permissions. Make sure your workflow has access to the PR comment API. If you change default permissions, you may want to add this near the top of your YAML. If you change default permissions in your, you may want to add this near the top of your permissions. Pull requests write, contents read. Let's go to my GitHub Barry/report buddy. And we have settings. Not settings here, settings here. And then we're talking about default permissions and repository settings. Permissions. Releases, blah, 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 blah. Pull requests. Their rules, actions, general actions, I guess. Allow. Choose for pull request actions, workflow permissions, read and write permissions. Sure. Control holders, actions accessible from repositories owned by the user, me. Yes, cool. That's done. Let's see what else we can do here. So now, technically, I would have fixed the problem by copying this and pasting this all in here. Let me just double check I've done that correctly. Git add, git commit, added more Knip config, even though that's not really what we've done. I want Knip to send a warning. We can extend this to update the comment in place instead of posting a new one everyone by using. Yes, let's do that. We can update the comment in place. So let's first check if it worked. Would you like me to extend this version one step further to embed the first 50 lines from ClickLog directly into the PR? Comments or reviewers can review some context without downloading the artifact. Yes. I'm just going to keep telling it yes. It's got all these great ideas. Okay, something's failing. What failed though? Versal bot. Okay, well that's normal. Oh, I haven't actually run PNPM build. Oh, and also it's gonna have I haven't done PNPM install either. Yeah, well, PNPM install, and then we'll git add to update the log file. Let's updated log file. Awesome. This has been a productive morning. Even though it's probably boring for some people, it's I've gotten some things done. And adding Knip to my project, I feel like I'm on the right track. I want to go do it for my main job now. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the microphone there. I wanted to go do this for my main job. I think it'll be cool. So rate limit exceeded the limit of number of commits that can be reviewed per hour. Please wait 8 minutes before requesting another review. Okay, that's fine. I don't really care about that. That's cool. Knip found unused codes. Check out that. That's cool that worked. It shouldn't be fading though. Git add git commits. Wait, I did push. Oh. npm build. So why is it fading? Okay, let's tell it this. Excellent catch. That specific error means one of the shell string quotes inside add clip summary wasn't parsed correctly. The safe fix. Wrap all variables in single quotes when echoing markdown so bash doesn't try interpret embedded. Replace your last add clip summary. Add clip summary. Vibes. Git add git commit and fixed clip summary step. Fantastic. Let's see if we go back to this and we run it again and it's not working. That's not great. I may have copied this wrong. Yep, isn't running again. That's so funny. See, exactly. You've somehow ended up with 2 duplicate ads. Oh. Okay. You can tell I really hate reading YAML and never want to read it ever, so I just get AI to do it all for me. Let's fixed workflow. All good. La la li lu la. Fantastic. Now it will always go back and update the Knip found unused code. Check the Knip report artifact for details. This is a warning only. The PR merged is not blocked. It's just a thing. I think. I don't know. Yeah. That's quite fun. Good old developer tooling. So we're removing tests for now. It still failed. Okay. Now I get this error. Now, I'm not sure if this might just be caused by the fact that my workflow step has changed a bunch. Because that shouldn't fail. Tells us the workflow is authenticated successfully, but the comment ID you're attempting to patch no longer exists in the current PR context. Let's go back to a clean working run. I'll explain exactly what caused that. What's happening? The code that updates an existing comment uses this line. That's correct. Only a comment ID is the GitHub REST API comment ID from the main repo, i.e. a PR comment ID that belongs to issue comments endpoint. However, when we call that, it returns the GraphQL node ID. Looks like not the numeric REST ID. GitHub's REST API rejects that ID with 404. We'll ask for comments database ID instead of ID. So in the create or update PR comment. Okay, let's pay attention now. Create or update PR comment. Yep. Replace comment ID with a different comment ID. Fantastic. Where's the comment ID? Where's the comment ID? This. I'm replacing this with this. And this is just got to be... There we go. Full correct step. While this works. Git add, git commit, fixed more Knip things. I'm just slightly polishing our processes. This is great. Now back to not the code, the pull request. Let's see what we get now. It's going. Let's go look at this pull request. Install dependencies. It's all happening. Everyone get excited. It's all happening. Things are going on here. Running Knip, warn don't fail. Uploading Knip results, create or update comment. This is where it failed last time. Yes, working. It's all working. I'm very proud. Very happy of this moment. Oh, thank heavens. Workflow file and everything. There's a workflow file. That was the workflow file. Usage. What is the pricing for this stuff? They get charged like per minute or something. Uses GitHub runners free and public repos for GitHub pages, for Dependabot, for agentic features. Yeah. My stupid public page. To be honest, I'd love to actually just make my project open source. I don't even think my colleagues would realize. I'm not talking for my main job, I'm talking for my side project. So theoretically, this should have updated. Or should have been edited, I think. Either way. This one was commented. View the first 50 lines. Yes. I think it's because this changed. If this changes again, I mean, I'll figure it out. This is something I can debug further later, but there are a bunch of, unused things in there. I guess I should spend the last 15 minutes actually just, okay, the tests have been removed. We'll add them back in later, merging this. And then git checkout main. I guess I have to go check on Versal and actually see if this is working. Report buddy. Let's see, that's building. It has been building fine. Remove tests just worked as well. So it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, let's go run Knip. npm Knip. I just fixed the remaining errors because there are not many. drop down menu, checkbox item. Again, this is one of those. Is it used? 2, 3. Nope, it's not. Let's remove it. Checkbox item. It's gone. If we want it back, we'll add it back if we need it. If and when we need it. Because if it's not there, we're going into the radio item. Yeah, basically, if you've got code that's not being used, why is it in your code base? That's kind of the argument. And often people add things and then realize later that they're not going to use it. So rather get into the habit of not adding useless code, because it just clutters everything for everyone. And it's technical debt, because the whole code base gets cluttered with things that aren't used and should not be used. Drop down menu group. Like, again, these are all great things. They're just not useful. Like, we don't need it yet. Unused imports as well. I get all these drop down menu things. I actually want to rerun Knip now. The radio group I know is not being used. Let's get rid of that. Drop down menu subs not being used. Drop down menu content. Is drop down menu content not being used? Am I even using the drop down menu? Sub trigger. Useless. Getting rid of things. Man, I'm loving it. You know, some lenses have auto fixes. Yeah, but I'm being intentional about what I think Knip also has auto fixes in it. But yeah, the main point is I'm trying to be intentional about what I remove. So I'm thinking like, okay, will we maybe add this back in? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Because I've been burnt in the past where I auto fix things and then it's like, ooh, I shouldn't have done that, you know. And I'm exploring this tool, so I'm still getting used to it. Because yeah, at the moment it's menu sub content. That's the thing. Probably need to automate a test to trust these tools. Exactly, and I don't have those at the moment. That's my next plan, is to start adding more of those to catch things. But it's cool. This is the last little bits and pieces. So again, this is an easy one. There is no, I'm not using the default tab. Like, I had an idea that I'd use the default tab, but I'm not using it. So yeah, this get percentile range. This was added into the project, but it's not being used. Get percentile seeding text, not being used. Get cutoff score results, not being used 3 weeks ago, but not being used. Again, this is one of those where it's like, oh, I started using it, it's wrong, it's not there. And we should have no more Knip issues. Maybe, unless I've taken those out. No Knip issues found. Git add, git commit, removes all unused code. Bah. I will pm build just to check that things are working. But the code that we changed today doesn't actually change that much, which is, that makes me feel a little bit better. Yeah, no, thanks. All these things are happening. Cool. I do have a few minutes left to think about what to do next. I don't think I have time to really go into the testing side of things. Like I want to, but I probably shouldn't. I do need to let my friends know that I've done some additional things. There's a check, it won't block PRs, but it will let you know if you've introduced unused code. Out of curiosity, what is the project? The project that I'm running this on, it's a closed source project, so you can't see it, but it's like a reporting tool for neuropsychologists. Basically, neuropsychologists, they've all been sort of pre-sold to, so like we just build stuff for them. But a neuropsychologist will assess a patient for like neurological disorders, and they'll fill in a form, or they'll fill in a bunch of forms. So they'll select a bunch of tests that they're going to run on the patient, like assessments, and fill in the results, and we generate a report for them, which they usually have to do tediously themselves, but now we generate a report for them. They'll generally tweak it, and there's places in the report where they have to add their own notes, and we still want to make that UI a little bit better. I might do that on stream sometime, and then the project might actually make sense. But basically, select tests, get a bunch of forms to fill in based on the tests you've selected, fill in the form details of all the stuff, like of all the things you've captured of these neuropsychological tests, and we generate reports out of that. Like, so they have a nice template to work from, because there's a whole bunch of different little sections that you have to like fill in to make a report out of this based off the different tests, and some tests affect different parts of the report. So this just puts it all together. We're working with like a professional neuropsychologist who's published a lot of stuff. So yeah, that's kind of been our little side project. I work on the technology side, so this thing of like, hey, let's keep the code base clean and somewhat maintained. I've tried to put processes in place for them to create tests. Like, for example, we're generating paragraphs, so you have to like look at a whole bunch of like factory methods for the fields, for the forms, and decide what to render based off of, what happened. And then they just build out these little blocks, which is, it's kind of neat. Yeah, so they say, are both tests used? If so, render that. Otherwise, is true positive raw score used? Yeah, which is kind of, that is the vibe. Story of my life. It's actually, yeah, I'm even wondering, like, there's more like levels to this that I can do to make it less boilerplatey. But yeah, you strap all these little blocks together, these little paragraph blocks together, and then you end up, spreading those blocks over wherever you use them, which is quite neat. But this is why I need tests. I need to have tests for like the index file that will say, hey, make sure that the tests are rendering in this order. And then there's like the next level test of like, yeah, all the various different thingies. I guess I can mock things. I don't know. There's lots of things that need to be done. Some things would be unit tests for each individual small test, and then some things will be actual, yeah, bigger tests. So even here, there's like unused exports and imports and stuff. So I need an ESLint rule. Actually, that's a cool idea. These two are unused. Can we get ESLint rules set up to catch scenarios like this? I think a lot of it as well, I could be more strict on TypeScript. Am I using strict mode? Yes. No unchecked indexed access. This is a very nice one. Allow JS false. I don't even need to do that. Well, it checks JS, so Now I'm actually like, hey, I should actually pay attention to these various things. So yeah, we're adding an ESLint rule, error, it's not being used. I mean, we could just do warning. Disable base rules, it can report incorrect errors. Okay, keep file. Yeah. I mean, let's change it to a warning. Where's my ESLint config? Also, sorry, I might have taken really long to reply about what that project was on YouTube. I always forget to look at YouTube. Sweet. That's a warning. Now, if we did pnpm lint, does pnpm lint even work? Yes, execute ESLint. Ah, yes, ESLint is broken. I think it's because I'm using something that's not installed yet. I swear we deleted TypeScript ESLint. Now I'm adding it back in again, which I like. Josh Goldberg builds this, and I like that plugin very much. It did work, but yes, we're adding these back in, and then I want to run Knip after this actually to see if that's all sorted. And then after that, if I got this working, I gotta go. But let's just get my lint command working again, because isn't that a tragedy if that doesn't work? And then I need to find someone to raid on Twitch. Run. Review next file. Yep, add that all in. We got the flat config going, so that's at least something I'm doing right. This should just work now. Nope. Not. Plugins already provided. This is where it gets so confusing. It's like, what is going on? Because I'm using ESLint config next, and that's the problem. It should be, yeah, I don't know why it's doing this. Maybe I should change models. pnpm lint. Guess I'll run there too. Config error, config unnamed key. TypeScript ESLint. ESLint. See, it always like, it just runs around back and forth. Maybe I should go use the proper model. Why is my linting not working? Yep, I'll keep that. Can I just keep the whole file? Yes. Come on, linting. Yeah, I'm really fading off now. Oh, that's working. Linting's working. Cool. That's fantastic. The fact that linting's at least working is good. I can set up a GitHub workflow off stream and stuff for handling that. Git add, git commit, affect linting. Sweet. That's fantastic. Okay, no more stuffies there. Let's go on to Twitch. It's muted, cool. I need to find a person to raid. Adam C. Eunice is quite a cool dude, I think. Yeah. Let's just go raid him. Oh wait, Eviars, let me Google that. Cody C, thank you. We'll do that. Smaller streamer vibes. No, I don't want to raid them in there. I need to raid them on the side. Yeah, it does a mobile app. Okay, cool. Well, I like it when friends recommend friends. So Avars, wait, let me just copy this. Will that work? Yes. Cody, thanks for hanging out. Everyone else, thanks for hanging out. It's been a vibe. Yeah, I'm gonna go hit this dude, and then I have got to go. But guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate you all. This is fun. I'll be back on Friday. Yeah, I was so tempted to stream over the weekend, but I want to stick to being like consistent, being like, I want to stream, so let's make it fun by having dedicated times to do this. But yeah, cheers, man. All the best. Have fun, and I'll chat to you all soon. Goodbye.